Many moons ago, I said this transfer portal wasn't going to be good for college football. And a lot of people said, coach, you're talking crazy because think about it from this standpoint. Now athletes have an opportunity to call their own shots for them to get to where they want to go and be able to compete and have the opportunity to play. You know, compared to where they previously were, where they weren't given the time of day to get out there on the field and make some things shake. And that's all well and great. But when you look at how things are being structured now, NIL, you got transfer portal that's just out of whack. You got athletes that's jumping into the portal that really don't have an idea of what they're stacked up against. All they know is that I'm good enough for me to get somewhere else to go play. And that's all well and great. But now, when you leave, you got more athletes coming in to take the spots that you left open for someone else to come in there and showcase their talents, to let everybody know the athletes that are gone won't be missed. Guys, we're going to talk about a few that decide they want to jump in this portal and get some things going. We're going to get after it right after this. Favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, share these videos, and tap in and friendly to tell them to come on in. It's double positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, don't forget, if you haven't done so already, hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. Excuse me, because I'm thinking that YouTube is not letting y'all know that these shows is dropping. So I'm just wanting to make sure y'all hit that post notification bell so y'all get all upcoming shows. So we can go ahead and make sure you get all of the upcoming content. You know what Coach got going on over here. But Coach gonna go ahead and jump on in this thing because I know you're like, Coach, what you got going on? What's your thoughts on a few things here? I'm liking the fact that, you know, a lot of the athletes from FCS schools, from HBCU programs, they are now showing up at mini camps. Hopefully a lot of those guys get the opportunity to move on to the next step for them to continue on having an opportunity to chase their dreams. There's a lot of athletes that they reported today. I know Miles Crowley, I believe, reported last week. He's doing his thing. If I'm not mistaken, last week. He's doing his thing up there in New York. Salute to him. We had one that reported today to Indianapolis. Look forward to seeing that young man get out there and get himself together, get some things going, I believe, from Jackson State. There's a couple of other ones that's out there that's moving around. I'll have my list together here shortly, so I can go ahead and jump off into a lot of that, and we can talk about it. But I've said before, and I'll say this again, head coach T.C. Taylor, Coach O over at Jackson State University, have been doing a phenomenal job with recruiting athletes and bringing them to the program to build the Jackson State football program up in a manner which they're doing right now. Like I stated before, you got to have a vision. You got to have a plan. You got to have a mastermind that's sitting in this thing and putting it together to understand exactly how they want to move them pieces around that chessboard so that they can make sure that they have a strong enough presence to keep people from trying to break through that wall so they can put their king in check. And guess what? They ain't looking for that to happen. And you know why I say that? Because they won this daggone SWAC championship last season and won the Celebration Bowl. Now, there's some changes going on out here in these HBCU streets. If I'm not mistaken, there's a quarterback that was over at Florida A&M, decided he wanted to take his talents, and he came to FAMU, brought his ties to FAMU, and decided he was going to pivot and go back where he came from. And I'm sitting there shaking my head like, ooh, what's going on? Yeah, y'all know that's coming too. But I'm just sitting here looking at a couple of guys here that decided they wanted to move on and do some different things. And I understand it and I respect it. When you got the Spencer with the power that decides to bust a move, you got a Savage that's coming in this thing that's going to shake it up. Y'all know what time it is. And all I can say to you is this, you know, Isaiah Spencer, phenomenal young man, played for Jackson State past couple of seasons. Last season, he caught 35 passes for 660 yards, 4 touchdowns in 14 games. Got to get that young man his props. He showed out in the Celebration Bowl. I believe that was his breakout game where he put on the show. And he finally sat down and decided for himself that it was time for him to go ahead, bust a move, and do something different. And if I'm not mistaken, Isaiah Spencer has decided he's going to take his talents to Virginia Tech. I'm not going to tell you no tale. That's a great pickup for Virginia Tech, for him to get out there and showcase exactly what he can do out there on the field. I believe he will get into the rotation and show them over there that he's more than capable of doing what needs to be done to get, get plays dialed up for him out there on the field. Last year, the passing attack at Virginia Tech, the quarterbacks had 2,462 yards passing last season, 9 interceptions, averaging 7.3 yards per catch last season. So adding Isaiah Spencer to that mix would definitely be a good add. You got to get out there and make sure he put on, show up, and show out. I mean, you can't have one of them games like he did against Southern where, he had that O up there. I'm just saying, but you got to make sure he go over there and do what he needs to do. I truly believe this young man is more than capable of making it happen. Salute him for going to Jackson State, doing what he needs to do over there, get himself together so that he can move on and do some great things to the next level. So I expect to see great things happening with that young man. But this other guy, though, woo! This other guy, boy, when you turn the lights off, you talk about no power. And Power decided he's going to move on as well. We actually, if I'm not mistaken, Jack State folks, please correct me if I'm wrong. Powers jumped in and out of the transfer. He jumped in the transfer portal once before, decided he was going to go in there, decided he was going to come back, and then decided he was going to leave and go again. I know last season he played in 3 games. I expected his I expected him to do a lot more, if I'm not mistaken. He played 3 games last season, caught 4 passes for 9 yards. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he was injured last season, so he's trying to get himself back together before he decided he's going to make a move and do something different. So definitely this young man moving on and going somewhere different to continue his football collegiate career. I honestly believe this young man's going to go somewhere and put on the show. He came over to Jack State from the University of South Carolina. So him coming to Jack State and now deciding he wanted to take his talents and go somewhere else, that's understood as well. Waiting to see exactly where he ends. We'll talk about him once we find out exactly where he's taking his talents to continue his collegiate football career. But now we got a Savage that's coming in this thing, coming on into Jack City, baby. And guess what? There's some folks that's feeling a little way about this one here, because this young man is coming from a SWAC foe, so to speak, coming from the West Division over to the East now. To the East, my brother, to the East. And there's some folks that's not really happy about this movement here, as far as with Mr. Savage decided he wanted to take his talents and move on from Prairie View A&M and come on over to Jackson State. Now, let's be real here. This goes back to what I was saying before about a lot of these athletes trying to figure out exactly what their next move is going to be based on how this transfer portal is set up. These athletes are trying to figure out exactly what's best for them as far as how they can put things together for their collegiate football futures and continue to keep moving on. A lot of these young men look at this as a dream, as if this is their way out. I'm gonna talk about that, and I got an episode I'm gonna drop tomorrow. I've been fighting with myself as far as do I want to drop this episode or do I want to hold on to it and put it somewhere else and then let everybody go over there and check it out. But we're gonna put it together, and then I'm gonna drop this thing off for you guys to see it. But I'm gonna stick. Let me get back to Shamar Savage. Shamar Savage was over at Prairie View A&M last season. He played 12 games, caught 27 passes for 465 yards, 4 touchdowns. Now, this young man is a big-time receiver. He's a big receiver. That's why I say big-time receiver, because this young man is 6'4", 220. That is a big target for Jacoby Morgan to hit out there on that field. And I'm going to tell you right now, line this guy up anywhere you want to out there on the field is going to be a problem. I'm just saying right now, it's going to be fun to watch this thing. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's going to be fun to watch this thing. I know some folks going to get a little upset, get mad, tell coach this some bull junk. Ain't no way in the world. Our receivers should have been leaving us to go somewhere else. But guys, let's be honest here. Everyone must understand, and I'm not saying this will happen with Jackson State, but I'm just giving you a synopsis of where everything is going, just in general. If your universities or colleges are not putting together a collective, you're not getting with your boosters to make sure that you're able to take care of your athletes on not only football, basketball, baseball, tennis, golf, badminton, pickleball, what flag football, whatever the heck it is you got going on over there at your university. If you guys are not willing to put something together to make sure that you take care of these athletes, they're going to go somewhere that they're going to be taken care of. The sport of football, as we all used to know it, it's not the same anymore. It's just not, guys. It's not the same anymore. You got too many of these institutions out there that have money, that have financial backing, that can take care of these athletes and move them in the manner in which they need to move them. I'm not saying that's what Jackson State done, so please don't put the words in my mouth. I'm simply saying this. If you're not building your teams up, and like I said, right now, Coach Tremaine Jackson is coming to Prairie View trying to put this thing together as best he can. Right now, he's going into his first season based on his recruiting and everything like that. So he's trying to get everything together so that he could put that foundation together to move this thing in the right direction. And I know some folks, they looking at it like, I don't have much time left. And I'm like, looking at this young man, if I'm not mistaken, he got, a season left. So he understands he got to go out there and ball out right now. These athletes, it's sad that a lot of these coaches are coming in these programs. They have a plan, but the plan is not being executed in the manner which it needs to be so that you can retain your athletes. There's a lot of athletes that's looking at these programs as if, okay, what is this new coach going to do? Because they keep it in mind, too, the new coach didn't recruit them. The new coach never sat down on their couch and said, hey, listen, you're my guy. I want you with me. Come on to my program. We're going to do this, and this. And I got all of these athletes lined up to where we can get out here, compete, and do the things that we need to do. And guess what? If that young man ain't touching the ball, that's going to be a problem because he got the physical traits to get to wherever it is he needs to go if he's in the right system. Just being honest with you. And seeing this young man go to Jackson State and you got the quarterback over there that can throw him the ball, I mean, it's going to be spooky to see how this is going to line up because, think about it like this. You got Shamar Savage, and then you got Jonas Fertillion, Janela Dupree, Travis Terrell. That's just, Kobe Paul, if I'm not mistaken. You got all of these athletes that's in that receiver room that's going to show up and show out next season for Jackson State. Boy, I hope your DBs are ready because trust you me, Coach T.C. Taylor and that offensive coordinator as well, T.C. Taylor is the offensive. T.C. Taylor being the offensive coordinator along with those receiver coaches and that offensive side of the ball, they're looking to get out here and stretch that field and have folks' tongues hanging out their mouth. So they might have a NASCAR setup that's going to, a NASCAR package as far as the athletes out there that's going to run you ragged. And I'm sure you saw some of that last season as far as with these players being able to get out there on the field and do what they need to do. So we're going to see exactly how that's going to take off. But, guys, again, congratulations to all of the athletes as far as, take control of your futures and move yourselves accordingly. Position yourselves accordingly as far as where you're looking to go because no one really knows what you're looking to do or what you're looking to accomplish. Only person that knows that is you. So make sure you got a plan in place, follow the plan to the T, and get yourself to where you're trying to go. But again, congratulations to Shamar Savage on bringing his talents to Jackson State University. Like I said before, that young man catching the ball coming across the middle as well as him catching the ball at the highest point with his size and, with his physical abilities as well as his height. That's going to be something else to watch next season as well. And same thing with Isaiah Spencer as well as Rico Powers. Rico Powers had a speed that, you get him out there on the field, he's going to be a nightmare for defensive back to try and cover him. If he's healthy, he's going to be an issue. Isaiah Spencer going over to Virginia Tech, that should be fun to watch as well. Make sure you go in there, handle your business, take care of your business, do the things that you need to do to position yourself to get to where you're trying to go. Because if you're looking to go to the league this year, this is the money year right now for you to go ahead and make sure you get it done. And if you don't get it done to get all eyes on you, then guess what? Senior year, you got to come out that thing strong, make sure you're good to go so that they can go ahead and say, hey, come on, son, we want you in your pro. We want you in our program. So make sure your route running and everything is tight and crisp and your footwork is together because guess what? That's what's going to get you over the hump. That's what's going to get you over the hump. But, hey, guys, Coach going to go ahead and get up on out this thing. I think I done talked y'all heads off long enough. I'm going to go ahead and get up out this thing. Until next time, be the one and lead.